happen here, but it's still happening there. Right now, highly toxic and environmentally devastating tar sands oil is leaking from underground wells at a tar sands oil extraction operation in Cold Lake, Alberta, Canada. Well, that's bad enough. Here's the real stunner. Tar sands oil has been leaking non-stop from these underground wells since May. And officials still don't know exactly where the leaks are coming from, how to stop them, or how to clean up the damage that they have caused. And the company that owns the tar sands operation in Cold Lake, Canadian Natural Resources Limited, has suggested that the oil could have started leaking even earlier than May, maybe as early as March. As of July 19th, 26,000 barrels of bitumen, the main ingredient in tar sands oil, mixed with surface water, had been cleaned up from the leak site. But the actual amount that has leaked into the environment is almost certainly much, much higher. Documents show that about 68,000 pounds of oil-contaminated vegetation has been removed from the latest of the 4 spill zones, and the Alberta Environment Ministry has already confirmed that the spills have killed a number of animals. But officials in Alberta will have to brace for more cleanup efforts because CRNL not only doesn't know how to stop the leaks, they don't have a clue where the leaks are coming from. Meanwhile, back here in the U.S., the Obama administration is still deciding whether or not to give approval to the Keystone XL tar sands pipeline across America, which would transport the very same type of highly corrosive, highly dangerous tar sands oil from Alberta, Canada, across the middle of our nation, all the way down to the Gulf Coast region, where it can be refined and exported. The owners of the Keystone XL pipeline, TransCanada, have sworn the pipeline will be completely safe and cause little to no environmental danger to any areas of the country that it could run through. TransCanada has also made a point of saying that they've agreed to 57 safety conditions suggested by pipeline safety regulators, which they say will make it safer than other oil pipelines. Well, that sounds good for public relations. The reality is that those so-called safety conditions are the bare minimum standards that all pipeline operators must follow. And as tarsandsaction.org points out, TransCanada said that the Keystone 1 pipeline, the first phase of the Greater Keystone XL project, which went into effect in the summer of 2010, would see 1 spill in 7 years. It had 12 spills in just its first year of operation alone. TransCanada's miscalculation might have something to do with the fact that tar sands oil is much more difficult and dangerous to transport than conventional oil because it's much more corrosive to the pipelines through which it travels. And when those pipelines break and the tar sands oil spills out, it's damn near impossible to clean up. Unlike regular oil, it floats on the top of water when it spills. Tar sands oil sinks to the bottom, whether it's the ocean or the river or deep into the soil if it's on land. As a result, it's far more destructive to the environment and far harder to clean up. Over the past decade, tar sands pipelines have had hundreds of ruptures, spilling more than 1 million gallons of tar sands oil that have devastated rivers, wetlands, drinking water reservoirs, and wildlife. Should the Keystone XL pipeline be given the green light by the Obama administration, it will cross through America's heartland over the source of fresh drinking water for 2 million Americans. Tar sands oil is also one of the most carbon-intensive forms of energy. Substituting tar sands oil for conventional oil increases global warming emissions by a staggering 20%. Despite what TransCanada may say in their press releases and public relations campaigns, the Keystone XL pipeline is a disaster waiting to happen. And when that disaster does happen, it will make us long for the good old days of normal disasters like the BP Gulf oil spill. Dr. James Hansen, former director of NASA's Goddard Institute for Space Studies and one of America's top climate scientists, has said that the extraction and use of tar sands oil is essentially game over for the climate. We need to be taking the actions necessary to save our planet now, not further destroy it. Call your members of Congress and tell them to urge the Obama administration to just say no to the Keystone XL pipeline. And that's the way it is tonight, Tuesday, July 30th, 2013. And don't forget, democracy begins with you. Get out there, get active, tag, you're it.